Good morning, dear students. Myself, Dr. Savita Tidme. I welcome you all in our next lecture of subject Economic Zoology, under which we have already started with the chapter 2, that is Economic Importance of Insects, under which we have studied the economic importance of sericulture, economic importance of lag culture, apiculture, all that, right? Now, in the present lecture, we'll be studying the household insects. Okay, now let's move ahead. So, household paste. What are the household paste? Anybody can answer this? Household paste are nothing but the paste which are or unwanted organisms which are present in the house. Okay, and these unwanted organisms, these somehow they're going to interfere with us. Even they're going to cause some kind of damage. They're going to spread some diseases. Okay, so in all the sense these organisms, unwanted organisms, they are acting as a pest. Now why they need to study, what is the economic importance of such a pest organism, such as the if you talk about insect pest like cockroaches, they are obviously dwelling in our houses. Even the house flies, they are also observed in the houses. Even mosquitoes are there, bed bugs are there, house crickets are there. Apart from this, sometimes ants also they visit our houses for getting the food material, right? So like that, a number of insect based organisms are there which are feeding on human body, or they are visited to human for getting the blood milk. So they are quite irritating. Even their bite is also very painful, right? And most of them, like the housefly, even the cockroach, or even the mosquito, they are responsible for spreading of some diseases by direct mechanical contact or by means of the by acting as a biological vector, right? So these based organism, they are economically important to us because they're causing economic severe economic loss to the person, right? So hence, this point, that is household paste, is included in our syllabus. Now let's move ahead and see the first household insect, that is cockroach. Here is the picture of giant cockroach or tiger cockroach, that is called as a Periplaneta americana. We'll see its morphology in short, right? Its body, as it is a belongs to class insecta, so body is divisible into three main parts: head, thorax, and abdomen, right? And the head bears presence of the filiform antennae, a pair of filiform antennae. What is the type of antennae present in the cockroach? It is filiform. All the segments, they are uniform, right? Having again biting and chewing type of mouth parts. Compound eyes are also there. Even the thorax, if you talk about the thorax presents two pairs of wings, forewing and hind wing. And tell me, forewing is present on which segment of the thorax? Is it present on the prothorax, or it is present on the meso? Yes, it is present on the mesothorax. So, mesothorax and metathorax bears a pair of wing each, whereas the prothorax, it do not bear any kind of wing, right? Now, after that, the legs, this insect shows three pairs of legs, no doubt. Presence of a three pairs of legs is a characteristic feature of class Insecta, right? So these three pairs of legs are there, each of which, that is foreleg, is on the prothorax, mid leg is on the meso, and meta leg means the hind leg is on the metathoracic segment. Okay, which is again means the last pair of leg is very well developed and strong, we can say, for the walking fast on the surface, any kind of surface they used to walk. Then very well developed abdominal segments are there, anal cerci, anal styles, depend whether it is a male or a female, right? So in case of a male, both anal cerci and anal styles, they are present, whereas in case of a female, only the anal cerci is there, anal styles are absent. Okay, now what about the habitat of this insect? Where it is found? Anybody can answer? Yes, It is found in the houses, dwelling inside the houses. Even they found to be present into the drainage pipes, dirty places, right, in the toilets. The number is very, very high. So it is, means it's a habit, and habitat are connected with the human being, right? So let's see what is the economical importance of this insect. Okay, the first point is it dwell in the human habitat. Just we studied now. It is found to be present inside the kitchen, into the basin pipes, on the basin, even outlets, right, in the chambers, drainage chambers. Even it is dwelling inside the toilets, right? So it is dwelling inside the human habitat. Even it also migrate to foodstuffs. Even it also crawl over the utensils, glasses and plates, all that. Even it crawl over the kitchen platform, gas stove. Everywhere it used to migrate. It used to keep on visiting everywhere, into the stored grains, into the vegetables, into the cooked food material, over the vegetables. Everywhere it used to migrate. It is a habit, right? So even in the toilets and drainage pipes, this member is also quite observed. And on what it used to feed? It used to feed on, yes, vegetables, even toilets pieces also it used to feed. It used to feed on the food material. It used to feed on the vegetables, right? So as the same person, same cockroach is visiting to the toilets, drainage pipes, right? And the same one, if say visiting to the utensils and the foodstuffs, kitchen platform, so what it means? It means it can act as a vector for transmission of number of pathogen. If you see the body, entire legs, they are covered with fine hairs, right? Fine hairs are present on the entire legs. So when it crawl into the dirty places, the number of pathogens, they get attached to their body surface, right? And when such a same cockroach visited to the kitchen, so it used to, means unknowingly these pathogens, they get drop over the utensils, even the kitchen platform, as well as vegetable and food stuff. So ultimately they act as a mechanical vector for the transmission of number of pathogens, bacteria, viruses, even eggs of the ascaris and all that, from toilets, that is, you can say dirty places, to the food stuff. And ultimately that through the food stuff and utensils, these pathogens, they get direct entry into the human body, right? So it is responsible for transmission of number of pathogens. It acts as a mechanical vector, right? Even as it used to feed on the fecal matter also, along with the vegetable matter, food material, it also feed on the, when it dwells to the toilet, so it also feeds on the fecal matter. So ultimately, if the fecal matter is infested with some kind of you can say the amoeba, or it has if the eggs of ascaris, or any other worm egg inside, so ultimately that get entry into the body of this, cockroach, right? And when same cockroach drop its feces on the food stuff or the utensils or kitchen platform, so directly that eggs of ascaris from one you can say infested person to the healthy person, it get transmitted easily through this vector cockroach, right? So the cockroach, they are responsible for spreading of the diseases. Why I am saying this? Because when you extract the gut content of the cockroach, right, and that extracted gut content will examine or will show presence of the eggs of ascaris, even the eggs of enterobius, even the amoebas, okay, also present inside it, even the Balantidium, Nyctotheros, they are also found to be present in the fecal matter, or you can say gut content of this cockroach. Along with that, Gordius robusta, which is a you can see a threadworm, is also found to be present inside. Apart from this, number of nematode parasites are also dwelling, found to be observed inside the gut of this cockroach, right? So this cockroach is one of the potent domestic pest responsible for spreading number of pathogen into the human habitat, right? Let's move ahead. Okay, here is the next organism, that is house fly. Now everybody is aware of the house fly. Is it beautiful? No doubt. Picture is quite beautiful. But if you look in detail, the economic importance of this housefly, it is quite dangerous insect, we can say, economically very important to us, right? So in short, we'll just see the morphology. Morphology is quite similar to that of the cockroach because both of them belongs to class insecta. So what the insect characters? The characteristics of the insect is body is divisible into head, thorax, abdomen, two pairs of wings are there, three pairs of legs are there, right? Compound eyes are there, even pair of antennae. Here in this case, what is the type of antenna? Can you see the long filiform antenna? No, antenna is modified. It is arrested type of antenna. Very small antenna is present. Okay, that is called as arrested antenna. Haustellate type of mouth part is there, which can visibly make it possible to liquefy the solid food material, then it can be sucked inside the mouth, right? You can see the three pairs of legs which are covered with what? Number of bristles or hairs, small hairs. Entire body is covered with number of small hairs. Okay, now come to the very important point in this case, which is a characteristic feature of order Diptera. What is that? What are they? These are the wings. So first pair of wing is very well developed, whereas the second pair of wing is not there. It is totally absent. So Diptera characterizes of the single pair of wing, right? And what about the second pair of wing? Metathoracic wing. It is get modified to the organ halter, right? And that halter is nothing but the balancing organ. It is used to maintain the balance of a body at the time of flight. Then remaining features are quite same. Habitat, where it is found? It is found on the dirty places, right? Even it is found on the fecal matter of the, you can say, any animal, right? Where is the dirty place? Where is the debris? It used to visit to such a dirty places, right? So ultimately it causes, means it carries number of pathogens on their body part, right? On the legs, thorax, abdomen, whatever bristles are there, number of pathogens it used to carry on their body parts. So these pathogens, along with that, if this same housefly visited to our houses in search of a food material again, right? So they used to sit on everywhere. They used to sit on the floor. They used to sit on the desk, means waste material. They used to sit on the food material, utensils, glasses, even on the vegetables, cooked food material, uncooked food material. Everywhere it used to keep on migrating. So while doing this, whatever pathogens, bacteria, viruses are found to be attached on their body between the bristles or on the bristles, so it used to shed, it used to drop down to such a places. So ultimately all the things which are visited by this pathogen, by this vector, are now get contaminated, and ultimately these pathogens, they get direct entry into the human body, right? So this, in this way, this housefly can act as a vector, mechanical vector. Even you can see when they fly, they used to make a specific buzzing noise, and that noise creates a nuisance, right? So presence of this fly is immediately get no because of the nuisance, because of the noise produced by them. Even they can carry a germ near about 1.25 millions of the bacteria up to 6 millions of the bacteria they can carry on their body, inside their body. So in short, we can say it is one of the very potent vector. Now, as we know, it used to carry number of bacteria, number of pathogens on their body, inside their body. So what kind of diseases they can spread? We can have a look. So the evidence from the incrimination of the flies as a mechanical vector of a human pathogen is further studied, and the flies are known to become contaminated with more than 100 species of the pathogenic organism, including causative organisms of amoebic dysentery, even typhoid fever. Means this fly can carry the pathogens for amoebic dysentery, typhoid fever, cholera, then even the diarrhea, typhoid also, anthrax, gout fever, poliomyelitis infection or poliomyelitis vector, that is virus, even infectious hepatitis also. Along with that, it also able to spread the eggs of number of pathogens like pinworm, wipeworm, hookworm, as well as tapeworm, right? So it is one of the potent vector to transmit number of pathogens to the human habitat, human food, human life. So ultimately the person will suffer from, if the person get infectious agent through the mediator of this fly, so the person may suffer from amoebic dysentery, may suffer from the typhoid fever, may suffer from the cholera, diarrhea, or any other disease. And when you suffer from any kind of a diseases, right? So what happened? Your body physiology is again drop down. Even you have to pay a lot of money for treating the disease, and you will require little bit more time for recovery of your body. So this a small organism, small insect is quite economically important to us because of its nature, that it acts as a vector, biological vector as well as a mechanical vector, right? um, just a second. Even it also found to carry the eggs of number of helminth parasites, just like Taenia. Eggs of Taenia solium also found inside the body of this fly, as well as attached on the body bristles. Even the Enterobius vermicularis eggs are also observed. Means this Enterobius is the parasite, helminth parasite of the vertebrate, and as it is feeding on the vertebrate feces, so this parasite, eggs of the parasite can get entry into the body of this housefly. Even the cockroach also shows presence of the eggs of Enterobius vermicularis. Even the Ascaris, eggs of Ascaris, eggs of Echinococcus granulosus, Ancylostoma duodenalis, and number of other helminth parasites eggs are also found to be present inside it. Right, so it is one of the potent domestic paste or household paste. Then the next is the bedbug. Bedbug, it is Opterus insect. No doubt, it is an insect, but it is Opterus. Can you see the wings on the body of this bedbug? No, you cannot see the true wings on the body of this bedbug, right? So it is Opterus insect. Now here you can see clearly the antennae, small rudimentary eyes. Why rudimentary? Because it is a nocturnal insect, right? And it don't need to have a very well developed compound eyes. So small rudimentary eyes are there, biting and sucking type of mouth part is also there. Very well developed 3 pairs of legs are there. You can see the small spiny structures as well as the bristles present all over the body. What is the color? Color is what? Somewhat brownish, right? And it becomes blood red when it is completely filled, right? And even very well developed abdomen, its entire body size or you can say shape is somewhat oval. One more thing, important thing about this animal or pest organism is that it can survive without blood meal, without taking a blood meal for about near about 6 months. Okay, so if within a 6 months or for about 6 months it do not get any kind of a vertebrate host in its vicinity, then also it can remain alive, but after that it will die, right? So not only it used to feed on the human, no doubt it is a primary parasites of the human, but in absence of a human being, if another vertebrate like the sheep, cat, dog, even goat, cattle, right, other vertebrates if available, then also it takes opportunity and feed on the blood meal of such a other vertebrates too, right? So it is not clearly noted that this parasite or you can say bedbug is responsible for transmission of some kind of a pathogen or not, but still it is economically important to us. Why? We'll see them, right? But if you see any person who is somewhat infected with some pathogen, right, or maybe bacteria or maybe viruses, and that bacteria or viral stages are present in the blood of such a person, and when this bedbug used to feed on it, and immediately within 1 or 2 days if the same bedbug is going to feed on another insect, another host, that is another human, so ultimately somehow it is also responsible for carrying or transmitting the disease to another person. But see, when the pathogen will get transmitted, the pathogen will get transmitted through the saliva. For that purpose, the pathogen has to migrate to salivary glands, right? So after completing the life cycle, the pathogen has to migrate to salivary gland, and then only it will going to infect. So again, there is a question. It is not whether it is going to transmit the pathogen or not. So in most of the references, it is said this bedbug is not means reported to carrying or to transmitting pathogens to the another host organism, right? And if this animal takes the blood milk of the infected person, say of the infected person, and for about 2 months or 3 months, if this animal could not get a chance to feed on its host blood milk, so ultimately within that 2 or 3 months of the time, the pathogen may get killed, right? May get died. So ultimately, this is not clear that the bed bugs are responsible for transmission of the pathogen or bacteria or viruses from one host to another host, but still it acts as a household pest. Why? Because of some reasons. We'll see what are the reasons. So the first reason is that bedbug feeds on the blood of human as well as other vertebrates, and because of the feeding habit, what it used to do, it used to bite, to the host tissue and then suck the blood. So ultimately that causes quite irritation. Biting activity causes irritation, itchiness. When it leaves that skin, then there will be a severe itching, right? And because of simply presence of the bedbug, the person becomes sleeplessness. Even this is what a psychological effect we can say. Sleeplessness is there, it causes itching, and if you keep on itching, keep on scratching, slowly inflammation will develop. Inflammation is what? Inflammation is nothing but the reddish colored swelling that appears on the body surface, body parts is said to be the inflammation. Okay, that also observe, even excessive scratching may leads to the secondary infection, right? If you keep on scratching and some blood is oozing out or kind of that, means your skin is get ruptured at that point. So ultimately because of your nails, some kind of infectious agent may enter in your skin, or through the atmospheric entry it may get entered into, means the infectious agent may get entry into the wound, so that causes secondary infection. Hence these bedbugs are again need to remove out of your houses because they are quite irritating, itching, and sleeplessness is there because of the presence of this organism. Even inflammation is caused and excessive scratching result into the secondary infection, right? Now that's all about the first lecture of the household pest. In the second lecture we'll be studying the household pest, that is mosquito, as well as the house cricket, and even non-insect pest in short.